And we're live.
Lord Almighty. Anyway,
No, I'm not telling the story anymore. But anyway,
the story is done.
G,
But
go ahead and do our intro.
what's going on, YouTube land? Welcome back to another episode of the Homie Talk Podcast with yours truly, G11 in the building, joined by the legendary panel of Brotherhood. I just made that up, but it sounded really cool.
the legendary panel of Brotherhood.
We got the resident otaku.
Hey, yo, I'm actually done doing convention stuff finally.
I know
now.
it's like
For
every
now.
weekend it was like back to back.
Lord
Actually, that really was how I kicked off the year because
Mm-hmm.
I started with Anime Los Angeles. That
Lord have
was
mercy.
the 5th through the 8th of January. And then I immediately did Anime Impulse last weekend, but I popped in just to, let y'all know I was getting the autograph from the Johnny Young Bosch.
The Johnny
Broly?
Young Botch.
You got it from Broly?
Not just Broly, Adam
Bosch
Park,
is-
the second
Yes, the
Black
Black
Ranger.
Yes.
Ichigo Kurosaki, man is 15 years old, looks like he needs to be in college.
That's not a lie.
From the Vash the Stampede.
He's voicing them again, isn't he?
Yes,
Yeah.
For the new
Vance
ones?
Stampede. Hey, I love Vance, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I need
Which
to catch
I
up.
think
And for those who didn't know, that white cat Artemis in Sailor Moon.
I forgot
Really?
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Artemis? I love Artemis.
Bro, he's done a lot of voice acting. So that was a worthy signature to get, man.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me the line
It was
like
worth the
stupid long.
45-minute wait.
Yes.
Man, you just brought out my whole nerddom. And I appreciate it.
Yes.
But because of this and the power of looking through Facebook, I was given some good would you rathers for you fellas.
Oh, snap.
Uh-oh.
Let's get it.
Obviously, if you don't understand one, I can explain. Maybe there's a manga or media you might have missed. But number one, would you rather?
Oh, snap.
Here we go.
And in this context, I'm going to offer you a pill that will grant you powers. Will you take the pill that gives you all of the powers of One for All? Or change your race to a Saiyan?
I just had to throw that in for good measure.
Yeah, the timing on that is amazing.
I'm ready.
That is a good one. Woo.
Okay, I think I'd have to, because it's okay between all the powers of All for One or Become a Saiyan. I mean, All for One has some crazy stuff.
No, One for All.
Or One for
So
All.
you can be All Might.
Oh man. I mean, at this point, Deku can fly and stuff too. So,
Yeah,
Spoiler.
but also it's actually I don't want to say anything because it's a spoiler. So
I mean,
that's
the man's was
That's-
hitting a pseudo 100% and all
Yeah.
that other nonsense.
Yeah, he's
But-
pretty fucking strong right now.
But to have a chance you go blue,
Oof.
yeah.
Well,
to
and
tap
that's-
into the power of the deities,
Well, that's the other thing too. Is the
or
Saiyan,
to
like,
be a rageaholic berserker.
you get stronger with every fight as a Saiyan. So that's pretty cool too. Like even if you lose, as long as you don't die,
As long
I
as you
mean,
live.
yeah, you just get stronger and come back.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Now,
I'm
see,
going with the Saiyan.
I got a quick question. Now,
All
in order for me to take either one of them, they already have to be people like that in the current world that exists, correct?
Nope, you're just, hey,
I am the one. I'm the only one.
you are the one.
Then I would take All for One.
Hey,
You mean One for All?
Yeah, One for All. Yeah, One for All.
oh man, we got Sus in the building too.
Yeah. Sus,
Sus,
since you
okay.
missed it.
I'm currently at work, but I'm just in the background.
Okay, back to the background you go. But
Yeah, he had to go on for work today.
I do have to agree with G though. I'm going to be a Saiyan.
Yeah.
And the reason I take Saiyan, not necessarily because I'm expecting to take a lot of L's before I can get that W. It's you're looking at being a hero, right?
No, I
gonna
didn't
be
say
the
that.
not you, but Tay, you
Oh,
looking
okay.
at being the champion of justice, right? You're
More or
gonna
less, yeah.
stop all the villains. Okay, what are you gonna do against the giant monkey?
Well,
Damn, son,
Giant
where'd you
alien
find this?
What are you gonna do against the giant monkey?
I don't know,
And
but you
Why-
know, fire will work. Fire kills a lot of
That's-
things.
He's not
okay,
lying.
but your fire is also making me stronger.
If we survive it.
If you
Oh, I'm
survive,
gonna survive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna survive.
that's a good thing. That's a good question. That is a good question.
Oh, hang on. Sus wants to come back in. I'm bringing him back up real quick. Sus, what you got, buddy? Okay, you got Spanish people.
However, I now have round number 2. Round 2.
He's in the warehouse.
Would you take the skills of the blade
Here we go. God damn it.
or Samurai Jack?
Ooh. Blade as in Vampire Blade, right?
Yes.
Marvel?
Vampire Hunter.
Or everything learned by Samurai Jack.
Just the skill of Blade, I would take Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm Samurai Jack all the way. I love Blade, don't get me wrong, but Samurai Jack
is he's actually a skilled samurai. He
And he can jump good. I love that y'all caught the reference.
I love that episode so much.
he did learn how to jump good. He did. Oh my god.
I love how Kay also brought this up.
Kay says if you're saying you can just spend years shooting yourself in the foot over and over and get stronger. That is very true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I'd take Samurai Jack on that one. Although I did voice the Blade in our D&D sessions, and he did die several times.
Okay, in his defense, he died when you didn't voice him.
That's fair.
Time out. You run you like D&D too, G?
So I like sitting in and observing, but these guys actually play, and I played the guest character Blade on one of their sessions, so it was pretty fun.
And it was genuinely the one time he didn't show up, but I had it like in the notes. The Blade is gonna pop up here.
Mm-hmm.
The Blade died.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? What's the questions now?
So
You mean the question before or the question now?
Yes.
I know, right? Good Lord.
All right, we'll start with the question now. Would
Yeah.
you like to have the skills? And you know what? I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. The skills and the arsenal of the Blade, or the skills and the one sword of Samurai Jack?
What's it gonna be, Sus?
Who? Okay, when we talk about Blade, we talking about like Wesley Snipes Blade.
Yes, the
Yes.
Vampire Hunter. Yes.
Yeah,
Marvel's
what other
Blade.
Blade do you know?
I'm or Samurai Jack. That man got shit. He tried and true. He whooped his ass. Fuck.
Wait a minute.
fuck it.
You're about to
I'm
mention
gonna go.
Death Battle. That wasn't Blade. That was Afro Samurai.
No. I'm gonna go tried and true. I'm gonna stay with my heritage. I'm gonna pick Blade.
Right
I feel
on.
like you're the only one in this chat.
That's fair.
I feel like you're the only one in this chat.
Purely for the heritage pick.
Because Samurai Jack was voiced by a black man.
I mean,
Right.
he was true. That's true.
Yes, Phil Lamar. Yep. Shout out to Phil Lamar.
Yes.
But he was a Japanese man. that was voiced by a
A
black
Japanese
man.
man who was black at heart.
Character.
Yes.
Okay, get out of here.
Okay,
Blade
what's
has
the
the spirit
prior
of a brother.
question?
The question before that was, you are offered 2 pills that will grant you power.
Mm-hmm.
Pill number 1 will give you all of the powers of One for All. The other one
Okay.
turns you into a Saiyan.
All day. Oh, saying. Wait a minute.
Y'all
Before I jump,
underestimating the power of All for One, because if we
no,
taking
but
like
look how many
Deku
drawbacks
used
there is.
he can use the other abilities of all the All for One users. Spoiler alert.
But that took 9 users of it to get to that point. So there's no guarantee that I can replicate that.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a fair
But
point.
you know what I can
Also-
replicate? Going Super Saiyan.
Also, another spoiler that I wasn't trying to mention. Forgive me, all those out there who haven't seen this yet. That
No, anime only casuals.
Shut up. now that Deku has actually achieved that, it's slowly killing him.
It is, yeah. It takes a toll on the body.
Okay, get out
That's
of
just
here.
because of his body. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily say that our bodies couldn't sustain it. It was just his body.
No.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry he came in here using the power wrong.
So we
no. You see what black people are known for? Anger, and what it stands for? Anger. So we can harness that and get fucking our shit in check.
So Tay, now I have to ask this. You got 3 giant monkeys in town. What you doing?
Is it a full moon now? Shit.
You got me, T, and Sus. What you doing?
3 great apes just running around.
Hey, look, the nominated black man in Dragon Ball Z, aka Piccolo, destroyed the moon. Man. I'm pretty sure
that's my green zucchini brother.
He said my zucchini brother.
He did destroy the moon. He really did.
It's true.
Like Piccolo is actually the GOAT. He can make clothes with his powers. He can destroy the moon. He can go giant now. Like he's actually the GOAT.
Yep.
He said just call it Godzilla. Godzilla. Just call Godzilla. Okay. Some spicy would you rathers this week. I like those.
Well, we do have the last one. The ultimate one. Probably not the ultimate one, but the one that we're going to end this off with. Would you rather have a mastered Sharingan or
this one's going to be tough.
A devil fruit of your choice and mastered all 3 forms of haki?
Devil fruit?
Slow your roll. Say that first part again.
A
mastered Sharingan.
Mastered Sharingan. This includes Tsukiyomi, Amaterasu,
Susanoo,
the perfected Susanoo.
I gotta kill Chris for that. So I think
no, Chris is fine. Chris is fine.
No,
Chris is fine. We're just putting the eye on you.
You already got it mastered, so you ain't got to do the friendship condition.
Also, thanks for letting us know you're gonna murder G, but
no. Well, at least I know I'm Suspect's best friend, so that's good.
I mean, you're my best friend. I just wasn't gonna let you know it was gonna happen.
Hold on.
Ruthless.
Is it awakened?
Yes.
It's mastered.
It is completely mastered.
Make mine Zoan. Make mine Zoan, please.
Oh my god.
What?
So I'm the only one with the devil fruit. I guess I'll be the only.
No, I just said I'm the devil.
Hear me out.
I just said I'm taking the devil fruit.
Okay. I was about to say, because you see a damn immortal dragon floating through your city with my face on it.
Okay, but
wait a minute.
But now I have to ask this. I got to ask you this, Tay. There's a giant monkey that says Infinite Tsukiyomi.
Oh my god.
Okay, hold on.
But you have an immortal dragon. I mean,
exactly.
Okay, you're immortal, but just because you're immortal doesn't mean that for the next 72 hours you won't be floating in the middle of the ocean.
You want that Kaido power.
Wait a minute. I was about to say thank Thank you, G, for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Jude, you and the rest of us have seen how strong Kaido is.
Yeah, but you know what? But you know what? Can he swim though?
He can
fly.
just fly.
Okay,
swimming pool full of liquor,
fly, but
like
can he
Kendrick
swim
Lamar.
though?
I'd rather not die from a
swimming
bucket
pool full of liquor, like Kendrick Lamar.
But what you gonna do when you're trapped in Genjutsu? All I got to do is put your head underwater. What are you doing? You're stuck.
That's why I got Carl for. Cause all Carl gotta do is strike fear in you. He take your soul.
He ain't gonna do shit.
That's what I got Carl for.
You think I'm afraid of this man?
I don't know. Two Kaidos running around would be pretty crazy. That would
Two
be
Kaidos running around. What they gonna do against the steel chair?
It's got to be
for the next 72 hours. It's going to rain steel chairs.
It's got to be a sea prism chair. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's going to be a steel chair because once they're trapped in the Genjutsu, what they doing? One, they're looking crazy. The police are going to roll up. The police are going to shoot them for me. Guess what? They're not saying. They're not getting stronger while they get blasted in the street. I win.
Wait. We said two Kaidos, right? You do remember Kaido's skin is invulnerable to physical attacks.
Hey, what's Seastone gonna do when the police roll up? Be penetrable. We good. I win. I am the giant ape.
Be food.
Food my ass. You gonna get stuck in the Genjutsu and you done.
Hey, K says yet another form that loses to Godzilla.
Okay, go ahead.
I missed this. This was great. This was good.
Yeah, I always enjoy these every week, man. These would you rathers gives me a good laugh, gets me thinking. But speaking of forms, okay, I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but we got a couple.
I'm gonna support you, my king. You know what I'm saying? I like the segue.
Yeah, we have a couple of interesting topics. I know y'all saw the thumbnails and stuff.
I didn't.
You didn't see the thumbnail?
No, I just logged right in.
Like one of the parts I'm confused about.
I'm just saying. I mean, what we got on the menu? We got pregnant men.
That's what I'm gonna
be. We got femcells. I didn't know that was a thing until I read the article. It's like the female equivalent of an incel. I didn't even think that was possible.
I told you, Carl.
I know, but I told Tay. Hold up, I told Tay because we talked a bit about it. I said I didn't say it was okay. What I said, I told Tay it's rare. It's very, very rare, but it's very, very possible too. It's just rare. You don't see it often.
That is so strange to see that with a female, though.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: there's equivalent to everything.
There is.
We just, for some reason, as a society that complains about the fact that we put labels on things, continue to put labels on things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even better, when we take that label, give it a precise definition, and then contradict the definition.
Well, society, my friend.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. What we got here? Cases. What do you mean you don't see it often? Have you looked at movies in the last 15 years?
I mean, in real life.
That is a good point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is a solid point. And can't lie on that.
I just feel like because with women, we'll just jump right into it. We'll jump right into that. I'm pulling up the article you sent me for it. But I feel like with women, it's harder to be that, if it makes sense, because existing as a woman, you get that attention. I don't know.
Well, G, I'm right along with you, G, and I don't want to sound sexist by saying this. So, anybody listening, please forget what I'm saying. I'm gonna be real with you. Women have.
What the fuck is this? I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this thumbnail? I'm looking at it now. What the fuck is this thumbnail?
That was my same reaction.
I saw it the first time too. I just read. I just went and read. I didn't pay attention to that because I was very confused. I was like, you know what? Let me lessen my confusion.
Carl, I sent the thumbnail to you.
That thumbnail. Yeah.
I'm so glad this isn't monetized now that I know we're not getting monetized anymore.
Immediate demonetization.
No, I made it past the first minute. I did better than Sus.
That is true. Sus did not. He wasn't here the curse within the first 30 seconds, so that's good. That's literally like the algorithm. Is how it works. Like if there's any type of cursing in that first 30 seconds, instant demonetization.
You can't even bleep it out anymore. It's
nope. And the thumbnail is what gets it too, and the title and all that stuff. That's why I had to spell out a certain word a certain way, versus just saying it because YouTube. But bust this article down for me a little bit, Carl. This is what you sent me about the women who are involuntary and celibate.
So basically, I went with two. The other one I couldn't really send. I couldn't send it because I couldn't really find a link to send it to you through Messenger. So I sent you this one. So basically, how this is working is like I didn't know that this was a thing. I sort of suspected it, but it sort of goes to the whole incel part of things. But it's like it's saying it's ladies, and it's very it's a shocking thing because it's like you just figure you have a harder time as a guy. You would think you'd have a harder time as a guy, but it turns out there are ladies who are going through the same thing. As a matter of fact, the video I sent Tay, I should have sent it to you guys as well. There was a lady who was complaining on TikTok, of all things, that her and her friends weren't being approached. And I was like, and I don't think that necessarily means that she's a femcel, but I kind of feel like, what she was saying was her and her friends weren't being approached. And with the femcels, they probably feel like they go through this thing every single day. And they may be doing some approaching, but it's not really working out for them.
So, but to that extent, and now I'm going to go into a minor Jude story corner.
Oh boy.
I won't tell too much information just in case someone finds this video, recognizes my voice, and knows exactly who I'm talking about. But I know of a certain individual who may have had their hand held through a lot of the raising process and decided to place blame on others when they finally get called out for not doing what was necessary, such as basic hygiene. Cleaning their room. The simple stuff that you'd think, especially in our youth, we need to know.
Right.
And now this individual, who happens to be female, is looking at the fact that, people don't approach them the same way that they would be expecting, the way they feel entitled to be approached.
Good point.
Problem.
But it's not their problem, it's the other person.
So
the other person is wrong.
So let me get this straight, Jew. This individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
See. I'm not about to preach. I'm not about to preach, man. I just want to make sense of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
It's the other person's fault that individual isn't taking care of their hygiene like they should, and
yes,
and their private area smelling like Davy Jones' locker, and that's the other person's fault. I don't understand. I don't comprehend.
Yo,
no,
that is a good point. I think that is like the core of this, right? They're shifting the blame on everybody else except themselves, and really playing into the pity part of it. The woe is me. I kind of read through that article you sent. I kind of skimmed the highlights info, and the one, it mentions one lady. She's 39. She hadn't done anything for 8 years, and she's just saying, like, she's like, oh, they just won't look at me, instead of looking at the root of that. Why aren't men looking at you? Are you making yourself unattractive? It's the same, for the incel on the men's side, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really getting to the root of it, and instead just shifting the blame, because I think it's just an easier thing to do, right? Just, it's not me, it's everybody else. Clearly, I don't need to spend a couple more hours in the gym or wash my ass,
So here's the thing, like, and I've had a conversation with this individual, just one of those things where I wanted to come at them as not even as close as we're supposed to be, but just like, hey, I'm going to talk to you as a person. It's like, hey, like,
right,
maybe you should start taking care of yourself. Maybe you should start looking at the world in a different way than you are right now.
Right.
Because there are some situations where, sure, you got a guaranteed roof on your head, over your head, because you're with family.
Mm-hmm.
If you were with me, you'd still be paying some form of rent.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Y'all had to do it.
You ain't going to school no more, so you better be working.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do something.
Back.
And if you ain't going to do something, well, pretty sure the saying goes, you can do bad all by yourself. There's the door.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tay, I got something for you.
Oh,
rating system. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no!
Oh! Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Now I'm about to get on my tangent now. Thank you, Carl.
Let's get it. Everyone, please take a moment. Father Tay is about to state that.
Go for it, Tay. Let it rip, brother.
Pastor Superior, the floor is yours.
All right now. Now the whole thing with the rating system, I don't agree with the rating system because thanks, Carl. Now I'm about to get on my rant. Now I don't agree with the whole rating system thing because that is, in my opinion, is inherently telling it's like telling yourself that you are inferior to someone else. I don't like that. I feel like no one should feel like they are superior or inferior to anybody. Okay, Jude. Yes, I know what my name says. I'm aware, Jude.
hey, but my man, you clarified. The reason you took that name is not because you are the one who is superior. You looked at being the superior you, as in to look inside yourself so that the individual looking at the name can think of how they can become the superior version of themselves, how they can become the best version of themselves, how are they going to promote themselves to become the best them they can be, to be better than the them they were yesterday. You were trying to get these people to understand that they don't need to believe in themselves. They need to believe in you who believe in them.
And he just reached Master Ultra Instinct, baby.
And then the music begins.
Nani? Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
that is right. I have mastered the superior technique.
That's right. That's right. But yeah,
I stand here too, kings.
That's right. He is him. But that's how I feel about it. I think that puts a lot of seriously, that puts a lot of pressure on individuals, especially the incel community. Granted, there may be some stuff that they have to look at, within themselves. Like you guys were saying, personal hygiene is always a thing. Self-care is always a thing.
Facts.
Exercise and eating right. But I don't want them. If I can give them a message, this would be the message. Don't do something for the validation of somebody else. Don't do that, because that way you're making yourself inferior to those people, and those people don't want to love you or be around you for you as a person. You don't really want those type of people around you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I actually have follow-up to that. 2 things. Number one, like, don't feel like you're entitled to anything, because no one is. We all have to earn in this world. We all have to earn in this world, meaning we all have to work. Like, you got to put the work in, or you're not going to get. Don't feel like someone needs to give you a handout. Like, sorry, that's not, like, that is not how this world works at all. You will be sorely disappointed. My second thing is stop listening to societal standards, especially where it comes to yourself. Society does not know you. You know you. And if
nobody could be you better than you.
If you aren't willing to improve yourself, you need to get out the way. That's anybody, not just incels. That's every single person in society.
Yep. I would like to add one thing, but I'm sure a lot of people heard it as kids, and if you hadn't, you probably heard it somewhere. And if for real you hadn't heard this, because I know some people in this younger generation aren't thinking about it, but give respect where respect is due, because at the end of the day, you do got to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Oh, God.
If you are going to go up to that Starbucks worker and give that overly complicated order that even I can't relate to, because when I get coffee, I just say, yo, give me some coffee with enough so I can put some French vanilla cream in there. Like, that's about it. And now, at the end, I give them small talk, hey, how's your day going? You good? Because somebody might need that.
Yeah.
And when I part ways, hey, hope you have a great day.
Yep. Now, I want to add something to what Carl was saying, too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Not only do you want to, look at yourself as well, but when it comes to the incel community saying they can't find, a relationship, this, that, and the third, you gotta, like, I think I remember telling Carl this. If you're shopping for turkey, for example, in an all chicken store, of course you're not gonna find what you want. You know what I'm saying? The hunt.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If the lion want to eat gazelle, he's not gonna go to the Arctic to go hunt gazelle in the Arctic. That doesn't make sense. Basically, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go. You gotta find out, one, what you like. Two, you gotta make sure you do the steps that that's gonna put you in a better position to get in the type of people that you want. And three, you gotta go to the location where those people are.
Yep. And in this day and age, there's no. Oh, hang on. Look at that Starbucks employee and tell him to drive safe.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've done that in the drive-thru.
That's funny.
Drive safe. It's kind of like a chain effect too, though. When you start changing your outlook on things and you start looking at what it is that you can change about a situation, it's a trick. It kind of continues rolling, and things start going in the right way, in the direction that you want it to go. So all those things really kind of work in tandem with each other. You know what I mean?
I got one more thing to add.
I'll go for it.
Doggone it. What was it? I think I forgot. No.
I might be able to tag into there, but I'm going to let you try to remember first.
All right.
Was it beard hygiene?
No. I remembered. Thanks, G. Surround yourself with good people. Get rid of naysayers. Even if people are rough on you, but if they really show that they genuinely care, surround yourself with good people. That'll help.
Hey, we did an episode about that, going over the 5 people you have closest to you.
True.
Yeah.
Yep, you are the average of the 5 people you have around you. Absolutely.
Big facts. Yeah, that was one of like the early episodes I think we did. So hell yeah. Good stuff. Well,
who knows? Maybe we could do a recap on that one. But
we could.
Real quick, I do have to say this.
What you got?
When it comes to those, and as Tay put it, the hunt. Not saying this as a recruiter, but I'm saying this as life lessons that I've figured out that happened to fall while doing recruiting. Don't go in there trying to lie about who you are. Like, obviously, I'm not saying people can't have their own standards, but you can't go and be like, I'm gonna get Holly Berry. Why not try talking to someone who's that Holly Berry lookalike? Because you might have more in common than you think.
Exactly. Stop trying to score the 10s.
And
that's
in
what I
addition
was
to
saying,
that,
Carl. That goes against what I just said, Carl.
I know. I know.
and I was gonna say,
But
also let it be known who you are. Because
Exactly.
I'm the resident otaku Jude. Do you think I pulled Mrs. Otaku because I came in as Chris Rock? No.
Not Chris Rock.
Not Chris Rock, not the slap.
I came in, we just talked. She got to know the resident otaku. We kept talking, and eventually we settled on the fact that, yeah, this is me. The only thing I'm going to do from here in terms of change is mature.
Exactly. That's like the next step. Yep. And then at the end of that, there's victory.
And by victory, I mean we've been together 10 years. And something goes wrong, she gets half my shit. So who really won?
Hey, Artorius has a question. He says, what's y'all's thoughts on Kevin Samuels? He sort of talks about this subject as well.
Hey.
Ooh, that's a good question. What you guys think?
Uh-oh. He disappeared.
I'm concerned that 2 people died, but Kevin, you start. I mean, not Shoo. Carl, you start.
So Kevin Samuels, yeah, sure. It like people thought that he was rude and stuff like that when he was, quote unquote, going after ladies. But there were quite a few of his videos. I've seen like maybe 1, 2, or 3 of them where he actually told dudes like, y'all got to step up too. So
yeah,
I feel like he was even across the board. So that's just me.
So here's my take on Kevin, because I think Jude's having a conversation with the missus.
No, I'm still here because I was just going to say I appreciate the fact that while, yes, he did make his comments where he was more of an equal opportunist. Like, he didn't just hit one group. He hit everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Kevin served a purpose. Like, he wouldn't have talked about the things he talked about if it wasn't
necessary.
Necessary, right? I mean, yeah, his approach may have been rough, but I think it was kind of a necessary evil in some cases.
Yeah.
Because I know we talk about positivity often, and that's like the main thing, approach it with kindness and love and all that stuff. But on some of the topics he covered, that approach didn't necessarily work because it fell on deaf ears. And sometimes you got to rattle the cages, so to speak, right? In the words of Batman, yeah, someone like you, someone wants to rattle the cages, That
was pretty good.
Shout out to Kevin Conroy, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy, man. I miss that guy. But I think he was necessary, and it's sad to see him pass away before he reached, I would say, like his prime form, because I feel like he had a lot more to contribute, and especially towards the men, because men hadn't really had someone do that was a man, if that makes sense. We've had women speak on our behalf about these things, right? But men who have tried to speak on the things that he's talked about were like shut down or just kind of ignored, so yeah, I think he was a positive force overall, to be honest, and I like his videos.
And, I was gonna say, Tay, you can go.
Okay, now, I was just gonna say I think Kevin Samuels really held a mirror to society and the way we approach dating, our own personal lives. I didn't really start looking at his stuff until after he was gone, but he really did want change.
Yeah.
And I think he took the Malcolm X approach to change. You know, it's not the let me, pat you on your back. No, he's like, nah, I'm gonna give y'all the tough love that y'all need. He said it's all coming out of love. Yes, his approach may have been, like you were saying, G, wasn't the best, but his message did get across. And then that inspired a whole slew of men getting their stuff together, and the females really taking a look at it, like, hey, maybe we've been treating our men wrong. Maybe we have to look at ourselves now.
In fact, he inspired a lot of people to get married, and a lot of men to better themselves that might have been trending towards that incel path of life, right? And the women, like you said, hold the mirror up to them and be like, hey, let me just be a little nicer. Let me smile a little bit. Just a simple smile. Remember that specifically. He's like, women, smile, goddammit. He says smile. Just a simple smile changes a man's demeanor. It calms the mood. Just something as simple as that. No one talked about that stuff. You know what I mean? But it's some powerful stuff there, man. Like
but you know something
the love.
You know something else, Suji? When it comes to that whole smile thing in body language, you know, learning about body language, man, that makes you more approachable. That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you want a guy's attention, smile, be approachable, don't stand standoffish, be open, and they will come to you.
If I see RBF, and for those who don't know what RBF is, resting bitch face.
Man, you could have just said resting witch face.
Sorry. Be better
Family
about that.
friendly show. Just kidding.
But no, seriously, if I see that, I'm like, okay, that person doesn't seem to be like they want to talk. Let me back off. That's like instinctually, that's the thing that goes on in my mind. So just anybody smile, not just ladies, but just anybody smile. It can be hard, especially if you're going through a rough day, but it's worth it at the end of the day to me.
Right. Just as long as your smile doesn't look like Nelson Biederman's fucking angry face.
Oh, no.
And if you haven't seen that movie, let's go to prison.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Lord.
But you know something else too, Carl? I heard from a lot of females, you know what I'm saying, especially the ones within my family, because it's very female heavy in my family. So
same.
You know what I'm saying? They want guys to approach him even when they're like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of crack their hard exterior to prove that, that they're man enough to handle them. Like, why do all that?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Men of the day don't have time for all that.
Yeah, we really don't. Like,
actually, with the rise of inflation and the cost of living,
exactly.
we need something that's ready. Goddamn it!
There was a mayor or something, black mayor. I can't remember his name right now, but he's like, the price of rent is too high, and then they made a meme out of the price of beef jerky is too high. Like, it's true.
But with that, y'all actually reminded me of something I talked to G about earlier, which was conveniently like one of those weird work talks where you got some downtime, someone brings up the weird question.
Exactly.
And I want to present it to y'all too, and maybe even the viewers if you want to just drop a comment about it. Tay, you and G, I understand you're both married as well, and I'm gonna ask it the same way it was presented to me because it applies to y'all. Carl, take the scenario as best you can, but if your significant other was okay with you starting a relationship or even marrying literally a copy of her, and they were cool to sign off on it, Carl, you get two beautiful women willing to marry you today. Would you do it? Finances are not an issue.
Nope.
Why?
Because I want the original. I don't need the copy.
No, for you obviously you are the one man without a significant other here, but just two lovely ladies willing to spend the rest of their life with you.
Hey,
sister wives, Carl. Sister wives.
Oh gosh, no.
They had to appeal to me because I love my wife. I specifically chose her for a reason. So someone equal to the attraction I have for my wife. Would I do it? I said no. Because as much as I love my wife, as much as I exist with this cat, I don't want to have to invest my energy into a whole nother person based off of everything I'm already doing. Because I got to work. I got to take that time with my wife. I got to take the time with the cat.
That was my conclusion too when you asked me the question. I'm like, one is enough.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's like
go ahead, Carl.
Like, it's twice. It's like Judy's saying. It's twice as much work. That's the other reason. Like,
but there were people who said, "Drop of a hat, yeah, they do it. Money's not an issue. I'll do it."
They're crazy.
Energy.
You understand what I'd be doing in the bedroom? Sure, go ahead. You can have that. You still got to wake up and go to work.
I need sleep. I need sleep.
Yeah.
Energy and time is currency.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Shoot, time is already a currency that you run out of every single second that ticks. Like, you really don't have it.
That's a lot more investment than I think anyone actually realizes when they initially think about it. I mean, you got people out there that are, doing these polygamy or whatever, multiple wives and all that. I look at that and I'm like, dude, you must be hella stressed, man. Like, I don't know how you can do it.
How do you do it?
The Canning plan.
Kay says, if money's not an issue in your scenario, why would you go to work?
to escape them. That's easy.
You see, I wasn't gonna say nothing like that, man. But
that's okay, brother. I got you. I got your back.
I need me time.
That's a good point. Work is an escape sometimes. So it's
especially from this cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snap.
We got the other brother in here. Let me see if his mic is working. Hang on. Yo, Damar, you there? Yeah.
All right.
You're using your actual name. Okay.
Oh yeah, it just popped up, but I was running late anyway. I was running to go get stuff. So
you're good, man. Well, thanks for tapping in. For everybody else, this is Sus's brother. He is known as Criminal. Oh, he changed it to Damar.
That's not me. I didn't change that.
Oh, Jude probably changed it. But they are literally.
Why would I do that? Why would you say? Why would you say me by default?
Because I know it was you. You're the only other one who has the power here.
Because
Carl has the power.
Oh my days! But he's literally Sus's twin, and when they do the fusion dance, they become co.
Oh God. That joke's never old.
No, man. But thanks for tapping in. I think we were just really kind of continuing on a question we got from Artorius. He was asking us what we thought about Kevin Samuels, and we kind of went down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Okay.
But I guess I'll
also
take
bars
this.
Don't open that early, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it's high noon somewhere, right? In the words of McCree.
I mean
Cassidy now because they, Blizzard.
I mean, sometimes I can only escape in the morning. Well, bars open at 9:00.
Not with two wives.
Yeah, Krim. If you could have, like, say, what was the question? If you could have,
if you could have two of the most amazing ladies,
like they're just perfect for you,
would you do it? Money is not an issue.
Wait, rephrase the question one more time. You guys are both talking.
Money is not an issue in your life. Would you marry yourself off to two lovely ladies that will spend the rest of their lives with you?
Would I?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Why wouldn't I?
You want that stress, man?
Fuck, they can do with all that shit themselves, man. As long as I get options, that's all I'm saying.
Options? What's options?
I still get if I'm frustrated with one, I can go and talk to the other one. You know,
Oh
you
my
can go
God.
sit in your corner, go have timeout while I go talk to my other one.
He
So
chose
that's how you play it.
Yeah. Go have a timeout. I'm done talking to you for the day. And then if they both in their fucking feelings, then
Just
I'm
put them on
through.
punishment, huh?
Yeah.
I want to be the guy when I wake up, man. I'm telling you. When I grow up, I want to be that guy.
Yo, I ain't got the energy. I think most
Nah,
of we're in agreement. Like one is enough.
I mean, one is enough, but you know why not have more?
Because you're
You
greedy.
already you already fucking putting yourself through that situation anyway. Why not just double down?
I mean,
Double
that's like,
down.
This isn't gambling.
I mean, that's just like saying, "Oh, well, I already got cancer, so I might as well, get psoriasis of the liver from drinking too much too. Might as well. I'm
Shit.
dying anyway."
What's
See
one
how
more drink? Fuck it. I ain't never heard of alcohol poisoning.
you know what? Let's see how many terminal diseases we could get before we croak.
Yes.
Fuck it, that's all. That's
I have
all the life game is. See how many diseases before you go.
No. What's up, Carl? What you got?
This has been bugging me the whole time. The pregnant men thing, huh?
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll pull it up. The reason why I brought that up as a topic, because I seen it on my Facebook feed, right? I seen a lot of stuff on my feed, and I was like, this is just really, really weird, right? I pulled up this article from Yahoo.
Oh God.
And
Okay, hold on. Stop. Pause. I'm already angry.
I mean,
I'm already heated.
it says transgender men can get pregnant. Here's
But what
what
is a
they wish more
transgender man at
people
the end of the day
understood.
biologically?
a woman.
I know.
What is a transgender man at the end of the day biologically?
I know. But then they send out pictures like this to try to normalize it. And that's my
First
issue
of
with
all,
it.
the one to the, I would say the left, the light-skinned dude, not this dude right here. The one to the left, I guess, with the tattoos. That's beer gut. That's not pregnant.
No, that homie is that
Like,
that ain't
a beer gut.
I'm sorry, not sorry. But yo, I grew up in a generation where there were two genders. And now we're transforming into whatever the fuck we want. You know what? Screw this. I'm done. I'm perpetually gonna be a 12-year-old. Y'all motherfuckers taking care of me. I'm going to school. Because I want to know what the hell they teaching in them establishments where this is okay.
But bro, this was the interesting part of the article, right?
And I'm a 2-year-old. I'm a 2-pixel.
I am a deity. I am a god now. I am a deity.
Listen, it says when Danny Wakefield gave birth to their first child in 2020. It doesn't say to his, it just says to their, right? It brought to light a string of issues faced by transgender parents in the healthcare system. So this is his quote. He says, "I had a really hard pregnancy." This is just who is it? The Wakefield 32 is a transgender, but also uses they them pronouns. So they don't even their identity is just all screwed up here. They're using they them. During emergency room visits, Wakefield says they were met with snickers from nurses, as well as doubt, disbelief, and a lack of knowledge from physicians ill-equipped to handle their needs. Well, I mean, imagine being a nurse.
Because you're there to deal with the woman.
But biologically, at the end of the day, you should still know how to handle a fucking pregnancy, whether or not you're a man or a woman.
But imagine how confusing that is. Like, you're a nurse. Like, listen, I'm not a medical technician, but you're dealing, in most cases, you're dealing with either man or female, male or female, right?
Right.
And there's very distinct things. I mean, I would be confused if I see a dude like beard. You see that one on the right has a thick ass beard. Thick beard, tattoos. Walk in talking about I'm pregnant.
Look, No, I want to make this a little more realistic. If Carl rolled up to any of y'all, Carl, I'm sorry for picking you, but you got the beard going right now. If he came up to any of y'all and been like, "Yo, I'm in my second trimester, I need help."
Yo,
homie, no. Firstly,
is right.
If I was the nurse, right, I got a whole slew of questions that we are not skipping past. I got a whole slew of questions. Because
my first question is, what surgery you go to?
Who's your doctor?
Wait, time out. Is that panties? Please say that's not panties.
Well,
them grease. Them look like grease.
Well,
wait, let me read the comments.
He's got the pregnancy beard.
Pregnancy beard.
This is a beer belly.
It says, well, he's got the oh my God. I mean, this is strange, man. This is really strange. This is
look, I'm sorry. I'm honestly not sorry, but to all y'all out there, be what you want to be, sure. But at least at the end of the day, remember that there is a biological thing that's going on called a biological man and a biological woman. And only one of those actually produces a biological baby.
Right. Correct. It's just really confusing to me though, man. Like
wait a minute. That last picture. You go back to that.
I'll pull it back.
Is that a child? That looks like a child.
I don't know how old this person is. The caption is starting to feel heavy. 6 months versus 2 months. But my whole thing is this, right?
That's how I should look. Come on, that's how I should
look. I know this is a trans man right here. They went through, but that's my thing, right? They went through the whole surgery, the whole procedure of getting changed. So then what is the point to me? I don't understand why become pregnant? Like, why wouldn't you just stay as the other thing?
Well, I got a better question for you, G. And this is in the case of my namesake. Why not buy that $20 cosmetic suit to make your character pop when you go into Overwatch?
Oh my God. It's not the same thing, goddammit.
Is it not? Did they not make the conscious choice to get a cosmetic surgery to feel the way they wanted to?
Oh, it is a conscious choice.
This is beyond cosmetic.
It's a conscious choice, but it's so confusing to the rest of the world to look at that. I mean,
it's beyond cosmetic.
It is beyond cosmetic, but at the end of the day,
because now,
that's so strange.
But at the end of the day, it is a cosmetic thing because, again, biologically, we are naturally born with one of two options.
Yes.
You are either born a man or you are born a woman. This is not me going out on a witch hunt because I hate trans people.
Nope.
It's fact.
I don't know, man. It's the world is getting. I looked at it from this angle. I feel like this article in particular was written to further feminize men. That's the way I looked at it.
I mean, shit, at this point, women are becoming more masculine than the breadwinners of the family now at this point.
I mean, but they're literally showcasing what looks like pregnant men.
Yeah.
And we all know, like, biologically, that's just not how it works. And it's just going to continue, and the lines are going to continue getting all muddy. And
we're going to be gray blobs. We're gray blobs. Year 4000, gray blobs.
So now when the aliens come and they look at our history, they're going to be like, well, what the fuck happened here?
But that actually, thank you for bringing, just laughing out the clown nose. Kay's right. But I have a caveat to add on to what Criminal just said. I have been asking the ETs to come get me for the last 15 odd years because I want.
They ain't gonna do it because they ain't real.
Sir, I still hold on to my belief. You leave me alone.
Yeah, and I still hold on to the belief that a Saiyan would beat the shit out of all.
Those goddamn
in
great
all
apes.
seriousness, dude.
I know, but
because I want to escape this craziness because this is nuts. This goes beyond today. Like this is emboldening. This is gonna sound wrong coming out. This is gonna sound wrong.
Just say it, man. Like
This
we got the disclaimer out there.
This is going to embolden like others in that community that they're going to feel like they were right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to push a narrative. They're going to push a false narrative.
But at this point in time, when hasn't some group tried to push a false narrative to better themselves, to get some sort of agenda they wanted out in the open?
Yeah, I mean, this is true. Every group has an agenda that they want pushed. It's just like looking at it. What's best for society as a whole? Is it pregnant men? Does pregnant men benefit society? I don't think so. Not really. You know what I mean? Or just the concept of it, or just this all mishmash of identity.
I remember when things were simple. All I had to do was get up, do what needed to be done. There were 2 genders and 9 planets. I think it was 9 planets.
Well, I literally saw this clip. It's like an Australian talking about it. He's like, it used to be the birds and the bees, but now you got the bees and the bees, and you have the birds that look like bees, but they think they're bees, and you have the birds that aren't really birds, they're bees in disguises, and it's all fucking I mean, should we be surprised? We're literally, I guess we're in a time where this is a sport as well. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Oh, are they playing slap? Front hand, backhand?
This. Yeah, I've seen this has been up for years.
Man, have you seen the one where
for years? I know about. I've seen
the chick. There was 2 chicks I just saw today, and like this chick got the crap slapped out of her, and she tried to get up, and then she just like somersaulted forward because she couldn't regain consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a sport. Slapping each other. Artoria says, I agree, G. It seems they are pushing to feminize men, but also seems to be a major push towards the Black community. As well, it's traditionally seen as more masculine. That's a good point. Yeah, a lot of these weird things do get pushed on the Black community, and we don't really fight it as like we should.
But that's where I'm pretty sure in most cases this is just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong, but we have been fighting a fight that could have been chilled out with calm discussion.
Mm-hmm.
However, through the power of, as Sus pointed out earlier, we are naturally perceived as angry, and in most cases, we lash out on that anger.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Who better to put as your poster individuals?
Oh, man. You ain't lying.
I hate to say it like that, but am I wrong?
No,
not at all.
Because you can, at the end of the day, if things go wrong, you have a scapegoat. It was just that group. But we have this group who's preaching the same exact thing, but in a calm demeanor.
Indeed. But I mean, I think at this point, it's essentially whoever is the loudest is the one that gets their point across. Unfortunately, you know, who can play the victim the hardest is really what it seems. And
in most cases, it's a very vocal minority.
Yep.
There are some people who just don't give a like.
But
I feel like some people just want to be left alone. Like, hey, if you can accept who I am, we good.
Exactly. I think that's how most people are. To be honest, just let me do me, as long as it doesn't hurt and or, you know, does anything illegal, right?
And in most cases, I feel like, hey, like, I know I've said it where I'm gonna do me, you do you, and we won't do each other. Probably.
Probably.
Hey, Jude, Carl just sent you something, Jude, on your phone.
I noticed he just sent me something, but I'm also using my phone to talk here because
drop
in
it
February,
in our
I'm
group
putting
chat.
this out there in the universe because I know there's some people watching the episode that are dying to hear this information.
Oh boy!
But in February, I should have a fully functioning computer finally.
Oh, you finally
nice.
went out and got it, huh?
Well, I had someone who said they were going to build it for me as long as I got them the parts, and they said it can be done the first weekend of February.
Nice. Yeah.
So if I don't have it,
up.
they failed me because I put the money down.
Join the PC master race, brother.
Man,
I don't know if I'm joining. I'm visiting. Visiting.
That's all it takes. It just takes a visit, man. But we've thoroughly covered that topic. I mean, it's just really strange. I'm worried about what that implies and where we're going. The defeminization of men, the mixing up of the identities and all that kind of stuff, and it's more divisiveness. Really, that's what I see with it. So, I mean, you just got to stand. I think just as men, we have to stand square in our box with what we believe in and really call this type of stuff out. Because these aren't what they're showcasing isn't men; these are biological women. You know what I'm saying? But they're putting it off as, oh, men can get pregnant too. The fuck we can. Shit.
From what hole? From what hole? I'm not going to be a demonstration, but from what hole?
Exactly. He said from what hole? I mean, we make mud babies. That's about it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't make mud babies.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I take the Browns to the Super Bowl, and that's it.
The Browns. Hey, Krem's got his camera on. What up, man?
Oh, hey, that's us. I'm kidding. It was a bad joke.
I told you. They're the same person.
We're not. Just because we're identical twins does not mean we're the same person.
Literally.
However, here's the real question. Do you remember me, though?
Yes.
What was the last game we played together?
Oh, man, I don't fucking know. I ain't played games in a while, so I barely got back in the Rainbow.
It was Dead or Alive while I was at G's house.
Ooh,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were playing Maxi and Jude was just getting into it.
Oh, I probably worked you and forgot about you.
Oh, damn!
All right, so I'm gonna have an orbital strike on. Where's your house?
No, I'm not telling you.
Hey, I got the link you sent, Carl. Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So, what's this thing here? What is this?
Tay, you take it away.
Oh, okay. Too easy. So basically, this senator in Florida is trying to, not from my understanding is that they're trying to take out some Black history from being taught in the schools. I want to say it's African American Studies. I do believe that's what it was. They're trying to get that taken out of the school curriculum and whatnot.
So
in a positive way by assimilating it into just genuine history, right?
Basically, yeah.
And then I will not be able to particularly take those specific studies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, is this at a college level or is this just at like
that's high school level? This right here is high school level.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are they trying to change high school level? What? Oh, I'm gonna pull up the original article too.
It's not an easy explanation. But they actually started this not in Florida, but they started this in Texas. So from the understanding I was getting, as far as Texas side, they tried to change several things, not just this. This is just the tip of it. So they're trying to take prominent civil rights figures out, like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They
don't even teach Malcolm X in school. They don't teach him.
Don't teach Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And look, and you know what I'm saying, not to throw my wife out there, but she didn't know about half of these people in school. until she was already. She didn't know about half of them until she was already a grown up. You know.
And that's what I said. We had to find out outside of school. Like a lot of history that I know about, specifically Black history, I learned it outside of school. A good majority of it, I learned it outside of school. Like a majority of so I was only learning snippets in school.
Yes,
like,
Kay.
they don't even show roots anymore in schools.
Oh man.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't. No one knows who Kunta Kinte is,
bruh.
Yep.
There's reason for
Took
that.
out my bad, Carl. I was just gonna say they also took out To Kill a Mockingbird too.
Oh yeah,
what?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like a core part of curriculum,
dude. Okay, so the reason that one of the reasons that I think they're taking that out. So my father told me a story about what happened one day when his particular generation watched Roots in school. You had a lot of angry Black kids at the end of the day going out and attacking white children because of it.
Oh man, really?
That was back in my dad the 50s, 60s, stuff like that. So I think it's sort of a silly self-defense mechanism. They don't want people to get hurt. Quote unquote. I don't know. But this is wrong. You should not be doing this.
See, I think it's a lot more deeper than that, Carl. I think it's not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but you remember the phrase history is written by the victor?
Yeah.
I think so I think by the time our kids start to go to school, a lot of Black history ain't gonna be the same. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be what we know.
It's gonna be replaced by this gender shit.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna have the discovery of pregnant men.
Nah, it's gonna be about how Mulan was a trans man
Oh no!
that fought to save China.
For those of you who might watch this, like, we're not trying to hate on trans people or anyone that affiliation, but this is just like, this shit's getting out of control, man. This is getting out of hand.
It's not making sense, and you have this, and going back to the pregnant men / trans men thing, it's like they need to be careful with that. And the reasoning is you have a lot of the older heads. I work with someone she's 56, 54, 56. We have be quiet. We have a coworker, right, who looks androgynous. And I had to literally tell my coworker, like, that's a woman. She just has strong masculine
features.
And one of the things that she said was, like, the reason she was so upset was they will never understand because they don't know what it is to birth a child. They don't know the pain. They don't know how to go through that. So they don't know what it really is to be a woman. And and on the flip side, you don't want to know what it is to truly be a man. Otherwise, you would rethink it.
I know last year, I forget how many episodes ago, I just know it was last year, we did cover the tragedy of what happened when a woman did pose as a man.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Was it that psychologist or whatever?
Nora Vincent.
Yeah.
She got so depressed she unalived herself.
Right.
Only after a year posing. Not even, was it a full year?
No, I don't think she did the full year. Like, the plan was for a year, but I think it was 6 months, if I remember right. Don't quote me on it.
Yep.
Yeah, the plan was 6 months. I remember 6 months. She did it for a year, and she couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, everybody's just gotta everyone should just try to be the best version of themselves, like, and understand what they are and really lean into that. Women just be women, men just be men, support each other.
Right.
Work in tandem. Each has its own role.
And
it's weird talking about it in third person like that.
Do what you can to become the superior you.
I mean, everybody has their position. Oh my god. Everybody has their role to play in life. I mean, you can't just switch up, honestly. So it's like women have their roles in life, whether it be the nurturing, the caring, the supportive type, and then men have the providing, protecting, and it's just do what you can, not what you think is right or what you think you should do.
Agreed, criminal. Agreed.
Excuse me, bitch.
What the
hell? Gee, you're having a little bit too much fun with that.
I know. Right? The sound effects. I had to get some in there.
A little soundboard.
I mean, you should just add the Donkey Kong Lost one soon enough.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
But what do you fellas think about the basically wanting to wipe out the history of the African Americans, man? It was like,
yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, history is doomed to repeat it if we do not learn it. And they're just asking for a form of revolt in some way, shape, or form, because there are going to be people who do care to learn about their history.
Right.
What am I going to say when I'm sitting in my grandpa's seat? Should I make it that far? Should I have descendants to this point? Not saying I'm not going to, but you get where I'm going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to tell them when they're like, what was it like when you were younger? What was it like before then? And obviously, my memory is eventually going to start failing. So they're only going to have what's given to them in books provided by people who are working to change that. And for better or worse, I feel as though history needs to be learned so that we see those mistakes, we see those shortcomings, and we work toward not necessarily improving them, because we're just going to be doomed to do it if we don't learn what happened in the first place. But what can we learn from it to overcome and better ourselves as a society?
Agreed. History is painful sometimes, but you got to learn from it. You have to learn from it.
But the problem is, though, now we're in a facts driven society now.
Facts and receipts.
Just word of mouth isn't going to cut it, because let's say, for like I was telling Carl earlier, say when I teach my daughters, right? Hey, you know what I'm saying, African Americans used to be slaves, and they bring that up to their teacher, and they're like, well, no, it doesn't, because textbooks say X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah, if they never learned it.
Right. And now it made it look like that, they're lying and they're incompetent. They don't know what's going on. And the whole time it's the truth. It's just the facts has been obscured or taken away.
Hey, do we know?
I got that.
You got it.
That one, yeah. It is an AP course. It's not a core curriculum.
Okay, so it's for like the super smart kids.
Yeah.
Not me.
But yeah, you're right. I see the trail, the logic trail here, right? Like eventually it gets erased, and then no one just remembers slavery ever happened.
And then when we suddenly get hey, I see you're struggling. All you got to do is sign this contract. I'll help take care of you, but you're not getting any funds.
I was trying not to think about that because it was a thought that crossed my mind, Jude. Please don't help me think about that.
Oh, you mean indentured servitude?
Wait, isn't that called a job now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the thing, though. At least with a job, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't have to live with the dude who can do whatever he wants.
Oh, no.
And in most cases, I got benefits.
Yeah.
I got my health to worry about.
Whip. I'm not getting a whip toward my back.
No, not physically.
Those mental scars. Yeah, real talk though. That is something that's pretty like the actual like this shit we're talking about is really concerning, and I hope the people of Florida are paying attention to like this shit that they're voting on, to prevent it because it starts with like one vote like this, and then it leads to something else getting removed, and then the core curriculum changes further. Normally I don't follow Florida closely, but I mean DeSantis, some of the stuff he's like anti. He's about protecting the children in school on some of the stuff. Some of the stuff I can get behind, right? Because I think Florida was one of those places they were trying to. What were they trying to do with the children? They were trying to allow, I think, certain books to be read, or they were trying to allow like transgender curriculum or something weird like that. And he kind of blocked it. So certain things I can get behind with him, but this one is kind of who moved me down, god damn it.
Yeah.
All right, who's playing Shuffle the Cameras? Jude.
No.
That no was
I'm just as confused as the rest of you.
Kate says, what about the other side of this, the whole combating critical race theory angle?
Well, I was thinking, like, I mean, eventually, like, it's like they're really trying to get to an agenda. Like, if they're getting rid of Black history, if they're making that an AP course instead of it being, like core curriculum, what's the agenda? Where are they going with this to eventually just erase Black history from the calendar? Let's say.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. That's how I was thinking about it too, Criminal. Exactly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But to that extent, and I hate to point it out like this, but while yes, we've had Black History Month as a known thing, I've heard the argument for, I won't call them arbitrary because it is good to know like where people come from, like what are their roots, but like Hispanic History Month, Latino History Month. Well, what do we get for, learning about Muslim heritage, getting to know what they do? Sure, they have their holidays, but all of a sudden, if we take away this month and then we'll say our community overreacts, quoted, well, you had your month. We don't even have one. Doesn't even matter that it's the shortest month.
Yeah, that is the point. I mean, we do have the shortest month out of everybody, but like, what is it to the point where like if you get rid of one thing, it's like a domino effect. You get rid of say the curriculum, then you get rid of the culture, then that in turn gets rid of the belief or like the it's just a huge domino effect where if one thing knocks over, it's knocking over everything else. So it's just all a big spiral.
Hey, let's think critically about this for a second. Or go ahead, Tay. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
What Kay is saying?
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
No. I didn't even look at what Kay said. Yeah, I was responding back to what Criminal was saying. I was just saying what he was saying, made perfect sense.
Indeed. But so let's think about the big picture of this thing, right? So Kay makes a good point. Says, or the course was tuned to encourage people to think about other races in a negative light, and the article is framed like this to make them look like the bad guy. Whether it's true or not, you only hit one side of the argument, which
that is true.
True.
We're only going to see it from a certain angle. And true, we probably do need to dig a little bit more into the legislation to see what it's actually attacking. If it's, because on the surface it does sound like a bad thing, like just removing African American studies, but there are layers to it. It could be, white people bad class, basically. We've seen that stuff. And then the whole critical race theory. I'm just trying to have an overview of what's going on here versus just going down the rabbit hole of it's just a negative thing.
Right.
Play a little bit of devil's advocate.
I think this is one we can definitely circle back to. Definitely have all of us go out, look, and come back for its own episode, personally.
Yeah, I think so. A little critical race theory, a little update on what Governor DeSantis is doing down there in Florida. But we have hit our time, gentlemen. We've done. This was a good one. A pretty productive discussion. Any last rounds before we wrap up this episode?
Once again, I want to give a shout out to Artorius and Kay. Thank you guys for watching, even though there is someone in this panel who, lets you guys know that episodes are hit. Go ahead and hit that like, comment, and subscribe buttons for those of you in YouTube land. And if you're catching us on some other sort of media, we're glad you supporting. Keep listening. Check out some of our old episodes. I know we hit a few of those. This is your resident Otaku Jude signing out. And once again, love y'all. Also, be the superior you.
Anyone else on the panel?
Don't hit it.
I think that wraps up this episode. Later, YouTube land.